Well, hey YouTube, how's it going? We got another Siege video today. I'm only like a week late. This is from last Thursday, September 30th. Our opponents are the Legend Guild Malicious, as well as Goddess Support. In this particular Siege, we ended up kind of securing second place rather than just going full into Malicious. I think that was due to like early circumstances in the Siege. I'm not 100% sure. I don't make those decisions. But we did hit some of the Mallee defenses, and our next video is going to be our 1 versus 1 against Malicious. So that'll be a lot of fun. But first things first, let's check the attacks that I did off stream. I did start early. I do that usually when we have like a really tough opponent. I'll get some early attacks in so I'm not waiting like 6 hours to do anything at all. But we'll just talk about the ones we did off stream, and then I'll put the stream videos in at the end like usual. Also, like usual, me using Tractor Lulu Windy against this team. You've seen it before. I don't think this one's much different. Basically, Windy can tank that Carcano because Windy's never going to be defense broken. And Tractor Lulu are both tanky, so they can handle the other monsters. We only have one monster that even is possible to defense break, which is Lulu. So all we really have to do is pay attention and not let our Lulu get defense broken. And we'll never have to worry about like such a massive amount of damage that we lose to it. So playing this fight is mostly just paying attention to your Lulu and whether or not it's going to get defense broken by Carcano. Because if you let your Lulu get defense broken at a time where the Tyrannus is going to hit it, then it's possible to lose in that case. Otherwise, we just kill the healer first. That really, speeds up our fight. And then we just kill faster than Tyrannus can revive and eventually overwhelm them. And sooner or later, the Tyrannus falls as well. Sometimes you have to kill the Praha a few times and then the Carcano a couple times, but in the end, as long as you are tanking and healing enough, get the win. Alrighty, what's next? Oh yeah, the Mallee special. Vigor Lala and Friends Kinky is the cool offense that Mallee debuted in the Siege Tournament Finals. I think this is the third time I'll have attacked it in a YouTube video using this offense. Basically, Elucia and Azaria are going to handle controlling his Kinky, because his Kinky is scary, and his Lala, because if we don't control the Lala, then it cleanses and heals his entire team a bunch. In earlier videos, I used Kaki as my damage dealer. I switched that to Fuki for 2 reasons. First of all, I think the element is better. I don't want his Vigor smashing my Kaki because I need that monster to do damage, I guess. Like, the Elucia and the Azaria are both more tanky than my Kaki was, so I would rather he be attacking my support monsters than my damage monster. And secondly, I now have this Fuki that's ruined for siege defense, which means that this Fuki is on some of my best runes, and it's always nice when you actually get to use your best runes in an offense, right? So I think that Fuki's probably a better third monster than Kaki here. Still not certain what the best third monster is. It's just like, I guess something that, does damage to single target. Single target damage is good. Like, you'd probably replace that with like another Succubus, maybe. Pick a different color of Succubus. Wouldn't be too bad. But the offense works. Up next, Molong, Mallee, Fuki. This is, in my opinion, the premier meta 5-star defense at the moment. Here's an offense that you may have seen before. We got Seara, Chasun, Second Awakened Dagora. Dagora is a great tank for this because, you can build him with just a ton of HP, so he does good damage to the Molong whenever Molong skill 3s him. He can heal himself and put up the defense buff on himself. Every time he heals, he increases his max HP, so that like eventually he'll have even more HP, and if the Molong skill 3s him near the end of the match, then Molong just like dies. But he's a pretty good tank. We do have a Chasun for extra heals on him. because he can't tank forever. Oh, also, and if he dies, he comes back to life because he has a self-revive passive, which is great if, you know, something crazy happens on turn 1 where they get a bunch of violent procs and they kill your water tank. Seara has always been a great siege offense monster. Now she can kill any element. She gives herself a bunch of turns, and we even brought an attack buff for her. So my general plan in this one is usually to try and stack bombs on the Fuki without actually damaging the Fuki until I'm ready to kill him all the way, because you don't want to ever leave a Fuki at low health and just have him like get 2 violent procs and kill your entire team. So you'll see me like hitting other monsters and just trying to get bombs on Fuki over time, usually with this team. A lot of the time I'll like put a bomb on the Mallee turn 1 and get the Mallee to shield her, to cleanse herself, and then my second and third bomb will go on the Fuki and kill the Fuki. That's like my usual pattern when I fight this defense. I don't think that's exactly what happened here. I think mostly because the Molong took so much damage that I thought the bubble was going to go on the Molong. I'm not 100% sure. Obviously, a bunch of little different things can happen. But I think this so far is... It wasn't my favorite offense when I was like testing counters for this defense, but I think it's the only one that hasn't lost yet. And so, I mean, it's certainly good. So I think this is my go-to now, especially because this is an offense that doesn't use a Lulu. And since I've been using all 5 of my Lulus in basically every siege lately, it's really nice to be able to have an offense that doesn't use a Lulu, because then you can save them for other things. I am building my 6th Lulu now, though. The nerf was not that impactful for Lulu, so still a really good offense monster. I'm working on my 6th one because I just don't want to run out of them. I want to always have it as an option. Up next, this is a counter that I used in the last siege tournament when we fought Sinfully Deep, and it hasn't lost for me yet, but I can certainly imagine the ways that it might lose. But it seems pretty high win rate, so I don't worry too much about it. Like, you can definitely imagine a scenario where his Escher strips the wrong monster and something dies on turn 1 to violent procs and you probably don't win. But I haven't seen that happen. I haven't felt that happen to me yet, so I'll probably keep using that offense against that defense if people keep running that defense. We are now in the post-balance patch world, so people are trying some new things, which is cool. Probably talk more about that in my later videos, since this is definitely a pre-patch video. This is a counter you've probably seen before. I really like it. You have 2 tanks for his 2 threats, and then you have a Carcano, which absolutely murders every monster on his team, right? So you just have your tanks hold out for long enough for the Carcano to kill him. I usually play this Seara first, or killing Seara first, because Seara takes a lot of turns, and if she gets a lot of violent procs, she can kill Arena with enough bombs. I have a pretty tanky Windy with pretty good fire damage reduction for these, so I'm not too worried about the Kaki actually killing me. That is the attacks that I did off stream. We will now hand it over to the live version from September 30th. And again, make sure after this video you watch the next video, because we do get a 1 versus 1 against Malicious, and that was pretty fun. But I hope you enjoy the rest of this one. Have a great time, YouTube. Let's send it over to myself from the past. Goodbye. All right. It's going to be a long fight, everybody. Let's start working on the healer. And let's fix our little chat blocker situation. So we usually hit the healer until they give us a reason not to. Like if they're doing a whole bunch of damage to us or something like that. It doesn't look like the Carcano's on Destroy, so we don't really need to try and stun him. Carcano is on Destroy, we'd probably try and stun him when we can. Tractor is additional damage. I'm not sure exactly what his 2, 4, 6 are, but it's something like HP, defense, defense. Alright, that was the bear form defense buffed hit, and it didn't really seem to do that much damage. I think we're okay here. I go through the shield, or do we just hit other stuff now? Let's hit other stuff. I say as I hit the shield again. We'll go through the shield when we have a bit more of her HP destroyed. Alright, here comes the defense buffed bear form attack. Gotta make sure we don't have like a defense break on our Lulu for that. Am I building more Lulus? I have not started building more Lulus, so I'm gonna wait and see what how the patch feels after it happens. Because with the Carcano nerf, I'm not sure how much I need to build more Lulus now. But the Lulu nerf is significant for sure. No more Windy. If I had, I'd probably build another Windy. I wouldn't be surprised if I built another Windy or two. Alrighty, we did it. Hooray. Okay, we got Skogul. He's on double will. You don't need double will for this offense, but he's on that for other stuff. And we got Fran and Sion. We're gonna go in. This isn't the safest offense, I think, but it works most of the time. This is probably the worst case scenario where your Skogul gets stripped on turn 1. We landed all of our bombs though, so that's pretty big. And they didn't kill Skogul because we landed the bombs. So like even though Carcano Violent procced, he just blew up. And the Fuki, if he had Violent procced, the bomb would have detonated and stunned him, right? So that works pretty well. Not the safest. It can go wrong. If we had missed bomb on Carcano or Fuki, then our Skogul would have died to a Violent proc, and that would have probably killed us. Sion, get in there. Too slow again. Faster this time. Increase the pace. Where is he? This is slower, not faster. Skogul, Fran. Sion, get in there. I think we got it. Did we get it? Alright, Fran targeted turn 1 this time. If he procs and kills Fran and we don't get our attack buff, that could be a problem. But we landed all of our bombs again, so I think we're okay. That Fuki died to the 37,000 bomb. feel like Fukis are usually tankier than that. I don't know. Alright, so we got Tessa. He's on water damage reduction. He has high accuracy, 60 there. 16 for skill 3 there. Plus an accuracy set on Ethna to make it max accuracy for Tessa to land Oblivion. We have a Lulu that has 22% wind damage reduction to tank the Fuki. And we're going to go ahead and go in here. How many Lulu do I have? I have 5. Like to open with skill 2. He landed a despair stun. He procs out of it. I'm going to start off on the mermaid here. I was hoping to land my Oblivion so that we could get him to shield himself. That didn't happen. We want to stun the mermaid though. I'm going to try to bait out the shield here. Didn't work. I will just try to kill the mermaid. Now we need the stun so it doesn't shield itself. Getting double stunned is bad there. I don't think we can kill the mermaid, so I'm going to Oblivion his Fuki so we don't die to it. I'm going to do that again. Never mind. Remember when I said we had max accuracy on our Oblivion? That was true. We still just missed it twice, though. Alright, he doesn't violent proc, so we get to kill his Fuki. Now we finally land in Oblivion. And let's heal up our fire tank. Once the Fuki's dead, we win. The fight is now won. Alright, sure. My Ethna's not very high accuracy. But my Thessarian is max accuracy for his passive. Alright, that was closer than I would have liked it to be. But we did win the fight, and that's all that really matters in the end, right? So that is 10 wins for us. Hooray. Ten wins in a row. Howdy Mans is taking over the battlefield.